Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Again, shooting in front of the new kind of backdrop thing. Today I actually wanted to talk about more conversation about the AI problem, the AI issue. In the sense that still not quite sure what it is, where AI exists in the artistic world, like where does it belong, where does it not belong? Obviously, most people, not everybody, wants AI to basically just be gone. There's a couple of things that I want to say. Number one, it's not really AI yet. It's still just a language algorithm. It's still just a learning algorithm. It doesn't really have artificial intelligence. It's basically just acting on prompts, which is not intelligence on really any level. But that's nitpicking. That's just details. That's semantics. I know that we are still, I don't know if the strike's still going on, but I know that we're still dealing with the writing and the voice acting and the kind of our likeness issue in Hollywood. The union is still fighting that over there. And I can say that I, unfortunately, have become a lot more familiar with AI-written scripts and screenplays. Having done a lot of research and tinkering with it, I now am more familiar with being able to tell whether or not something is written using AI, like AI wrote it, like ChatGPT and stuff like that. It's obviously easier for me to identify video and images that are generated by AI. That's very easy. Almost everyone can identify that on some level. There's details that go nowhere. There's this kind of like mushy paint kind of look where colors and shapes just kind of blend into each other. Hands and feet are still a mystery to AI. Can't do eating, all that kind of stuff. But there's another area, obviously voice as well. There's another area of AI that I've been doing a little bit of tinkering, and it's the one area of media, of entertainment, of art that I'm not really good at, and that is music. There's been a couple things that I've composed for trailers and short films. In fact, there's one film that I recorded the audio on set for one of the days for, and then I did the Foley work and the audio mixing and some re-editing, visual re-editing and stuff like that. And that is a short film called Dark Love, which should be out this year. If it is, wherever it is, there'll be a link to it. If there's just promotional material, there'll be a link to it in the description, wherever that is. And then there's one scene in that short film that I lightly composed some music for one scene. Couldn't find the right music. They didn't like the choice that I had, and they wanted something that was a little bit more subtle, something that kind of like, I think at first they had music there and it was too aggressive, and then I wanted to just do the scene without any music, just because it was a very quiet, intimate scene, and I thought it would do better if we just heard the characters talk. But they still wanted something there. Went back and forth, and eventually I basically just laid like, I think 2 or 3 instruments very lightly in the background. You could hardly hear them. So it's hardly noticeable, but it was something there. And then there's a trailer, a teaser that we're still working on for another project that I did the audio for. And I'm probably going to be editing it and doing the Foley and all that kind of stuff for that as well. And they wanted something that was like Chinese and Asian and some Eastern kind of music. I think China was like the main focus. It's kind of, loose as far as like where this is supposed to be. But I opened up GarageBand, which is the app that I use on my iPad, threw in some instruments, played a few notes, basically just kept trying something until something sounds right. And for that one, I found some music that I liked, used parts of it, and then wanted to add something in between. So I had to find the exact same instruments in GarageBand and basically try to recreate it, but a different kind of note or whatever. It's complicated. But it's not something that I'm incredibly gifted at. It's not something that I don't know how to play piano. I don't know how to play guitar. It's really no instrument that I know how to play. But there's one thing that I have done in the past, and I think I've been doing a little bit of this for like 20 years, and that was just writing lyrics for random songs. Most of it started out as just poetry, and it was during more of the kind of the depressed phase kind of stuff. And I basically had a back catalog or whatever of that kind of stuff. And I stumbled upon an app for making music, AI making music. And I wanted to see what this part of the AI world was like. And I wanted to see what its limitations were, what are the fears that we should have involving this. So I put in 3 songs that I wrote, see what it came up with. And I did my best to give it the most descriptive prompts. None of them came out the way that I imagined. None of them came out the way I had in my head. Normally, when I will write anything like that, I will have a link to an instrumental or to some beat track or whatever on the document that also has the lyrics, you know. But AI was never really able to recreate exactly what I had in mind. And that's mainly the problem, is that it always kind of goes off the rails. But before I talk any more about that, I actually want to play for you guys the 2 of them that I think turned out really well. And then kind of talk about further dissecting this and where I think it exists and should exist, considering we can't get rid of any of this, in the artistic world. So without further ado, here are the first 2 songs.
A nice guy if he's handsome, a nice guy if he's tall, a nice guy but only if he isn't real at all. You hate that men get paid more, but you want everything paid for. So you need a guy who makes way more than you do. You hate beauty standards, but only if it's pointed at you. Because you only want a man with abs and 6'2". You demand equality, but want nothing asked of you. Do you think maybe this is why there are no nice guys for you? You want a nice guy if he's handsome, a nice guy if he's tall, a nice guy but only if he isn't real at all. You don't like to get catcalled, but you won't make a first move. Why should men approach you if you see everything as rude? You hate gym rock douchebags, but those are the ones in the shade. So why demand for what you hate? He can't be too effeminate, because that gives you the ick. So what you're left with is a macho prick. You want a nice guy if he's handsome, a nice guy if he's tall, a nice guy but only if he isn't real at all. You want a nice guy if he's all. I really wanted to like you, but I can't even pretend, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. I really wanted to like you, but we can't even be friends, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. You had no patience for my insecurities, and you really hated how slow to get your hints I could be. So you screwed someone I knew while you were on a date with me. And when I confronted you, you never even said sorry. I really wanted to like you, but I can't even pretend, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. I really wanted to like you, but we can't even be friends, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. We were at the same bar, just coincidentally. So you sent a much larger man to come and threaten me. He threw me out of there because you told him to. Then you have the nerve to ask if you and I were through. We really wanted to like you, but I can't even pretend, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. I really wanted to like you, but we can't even be friends, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. We only worked together, that's all I cared about. There was no reason for you to constantly freak out. You said I was stalking you, and you knew that was a lie. When I proved it wasn't true, you told me go home and die. I never actually liked you, and I won't even pretend, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. I never actually like you, and we can't even be friends, because I hate you, you suck. I hate you, you suck. You were the only one that there was actual love to be. But when I had to move, you couldn't come along with me. You'll always have a special place deep in my heart and soul. I'm gonna remember your touch until I'm gray and old. I still really like you, and I can't even pretend that I hate you and you suck. Cause I don't, I hate you, you don't suck. I'm always going to like you, we will always be friends. Cause I don't hate you, you don't suck. I don't hate you, you don't suck.
So these two songs, these two tracks, they came out very different than what I had in my head. And I think that's the main issue. I do like them. I do think that the software, the algorithm did a good job. The problem is it does sound a little too much like something that you would hear everywhere right now, which is part of the problem. These kinds of learning algorithms, these kind of language algorithms, this kind of like AI software, basically can only recreate based on the information that it has. And if the majority of the songs that it can reference are basically very similar, it's going to basically come up with something that's exactly the same. It's never going to deviate from the path unless it's an actual mistake. Meaning, like if we're looking at art and the AI-generated images and stuff like that, sometimes some of that does turn out really cool. I think what we benefit from AI, and I think everyone's agreed on this, is the idea that AI is good at recreating a dream scenario or a nightmare scenario, because in our dreams and our memories are all warped. It faces change and flow and where you're standing alters and shifts because it's just weird random brain chemistry. And I think AI actually does do that well. In fact, I've actually talked to a lot of people. If I was to do an H.P. Lovecraft inspired film, I would actually want to use AI to recreate some impossible images for the non-Euclidean, for the indescribable kind of stuff. Not in a means of cheating, but just because it's very hard to find an artist, and it's very hard to be an artist and think of any kind of out-of-the-box imagery, out-of-the-box shapes and forms and the abstract. It's very hard to find people that deviate in that way. For example, anytime you see anyone create a monster or an alien, we still ground them in humanoid proportions almost every single time. It's very rare that you see an actual alien, an alien species, that doesn't have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a mouth here, same kind of stuff. It's very hard to actually get someone to think outside of the box and to think of a creature in a way that is indescribable and is unhuman. But AI isn't limited in that way. It doesn't really have a box necessarily. I mean, yes, it will operate within the parameters that you've given it, but any gray area, anything that it's been given flexibility, it can go in any random direction. So the same thing with the music. The music did not turn out the way that I had imagined. There's a couple of them that I do actually like, think it went well. What I would actually use this for, I would never publish this and try to make money off of it in the same way that if I was to actually have performed this. What I would actually use this for is for conceptual stuff, which is the same thing that I would use AI for images and video, concepts, things that are outside of my skills. And what I would do with the music is I would hand this off to a musical artist friend, and I have multiple. I would hand this off to them. This is kind of what I had in mind, and I would give them the lyrics, and this would give them something to go off of, because I can't play any of these notes. I can't perform any of this on keyboard or guitar or any basic instrument to give them some kind of groundwork to for what to work with. I think the lens was smudged this whole time, so I just now cleaned it. Anyway, but yeah, AI cannot. It takes a lot of trial and error. So what I would do is I would hand this off to friends, give them the lyrics, and say, "This is kind of what I had in mind." That would be what I would use AI for, and I think that's what we should be using it for, is for conceptual stuff, for getting reference, for creating kind of a vision board. That's totally fine. I mean, we do that a lot when it comes to AI and for film and for all kinds of stuff. We always get examples and references from other places, stuff that we technically don't have the rights for, in our vision board for examples of what we had in mind. This is not stuff that we're planning on making any money off of. This is what we're using to help convey the idea to other people. And I think that's what AI should be used for. And then there's other ones that I've given AI, other lyrics that I gave it, and one of them came out more like a rap, and I didn't like the way it turned out. It sounded more cheesy. And I think that's because it had one line in there that made it sound like a rap, and then it conveyed the entire thing into that. So actually, you know what? Yeah, I will play that one for you. Here you go. The one I don't like.
This is the first time I've tried to express my thoughts this way. Not really my norm, but I got a lot of shit to say. When people see my posts, they expect me to joke around. Think I'm nothing more than just some fucking clown. See, I was sad and suicidal when I was younger. I got so depressed twice that I almost went under. I know I'm only 30, but I got a lot of dark experience. Maybe if you paid attention once in a while, this wouldn't be the first you hear in this. I have felt more things than most my age, and anyone who's felt more is probably in a grave. I move away from my sadness and things that were adding me, so I can move to a new city and build a new me. I used to let my inner demons and haters come and tear me down. Now I come at those bitches with 100 rounds. So don't get mad if I try and help you with your problem. Don't get mad at me for trying to help you solve them. Yeah, I may come off a little aggressive and mean, but that's what happens when you're so invested you wanna scream. Yeah, I come at you raw, it's because I care. The way you are ignoring the issue makes me pull out hair. You having these thoughts is a serious issue, and there is no one in the world that wants to miss you. You wanna take your life, well, it doesn't just belong to you. It is a part of your friends, family, and coworkers too. You don't get to call it quits, that's what cowards do. You're better than that, and you know it's true. So what if there are outside forces fighting you? So what if money is beating you black and blue? You've got a lot of people who are proud of you. There's more than you think that are part of your crew. So what if you ain't happy till you're old and gray? Who cares about the world, or shoulda, coulda, the yesterday? So reach out when you need a helping hand. Deal with your problems, create a solid plan. So go see a doctor, seek help, do what you gotta do. Just know that we are here if you need us, and we are praying for you. Now I come like those bitches with 100 rounds. So don't get mad if I try and help you with your problem. Don't get mad at me for trying to help you solve them. Yeah, I may come off a little aggressive and mean, but that's what happens when you're so invested you wanna scream. Yeah, I come at you raw, it's because I care. The way you are ignoring the issue makes me pull out hair. So don't get mad at me for trying to do what you gotta do. Just know that we are here if you need us, and we are praying for you. I may come off a little aggressive and mean, but that's what happens when you're so invested you wanna scream. Yeah, I come at you raw, it's because I care. The way you are ignoring the issue makes me pull out hair. You having these thoughts is a serious issue, and there is no one in the world that wants to miss you. You want to take your life, well, it doesn't just belong to you. It is a part of your friends, family, and coworkers too. You don't get to call it quits. That's what cowards do. You're better than that, and you know it's true.
And that's basically going to be it. This was just a little deep dive, a little kind of dissection, kind of me talking more about the AI issue and kind of how to use it. Don't use it for actually making money. Use it to fill the areas that you have kind of this blank spot, that you have this kind of like, you're missing a gap. It's better that you hire people to help you in those areas. But for a lot of us that are independent content creators, making money off stuff, especially working independently, I would use it more for conceptual things, not to, finish up the work and not to make anything to be sold. If you use it for writing, I would normally use it to help with formatting and grammar and spelling and stuff like that. I wouldn't use it to basically write the entire story, because it's basically just going to be a conglomerate of all the previous ideas that came before, and it's not actually going to be your idea. It's not going to be your vision. It's going to be kind of very much watered down. Also, AI is censored and limited, so if you wanted to have something that was a little bit more scary or a little bit more intense, it's going to give you a much more watered down version. So anyway, that's just this adventure that I've been on. This is kind of just adding to the topic. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If there's any links to any of the projects that I just talked about, that would be down there. If you guys like the music and want to hear actual finished versions with real human beings, let me know down below. Like the video if you liked it. Don't like it if you didn't. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. And I'll see you next time. Peace.